Hey, people.
And now we're live.
We
Good
are
morning,
live.
everybody.
Good morning. Good morning,
Good
Sean.
morning. Hiya.
Wizard. Good morning, Alice. Good morning to Jazz Naz and Shane. I cannot say that name. Is that, are you Mario, the old Mario? Is that your old name there? What is that person's name?
Oh, wait,
Becca,
who?
can you say it?
Oh, where are we?
Sane?
No, that's not. No, that's who that person is. Yeah.
I know, but didn't they used to be Mario Brothers something?
I don't
Super
think so,
Mario
'cause
Maker
that's-
2.
Yeah.
Because that's
So thank you,
that's
Wiz.
their-
You're smart. Hi,
No, I think-
Caroline. She's on too. Oh, hi,
we've
Brendan
got a crowd
Talks.
here, haven't we?
Hi, checking
Right.
convictions. Dark
Blimey, I
side.
didn't realise we had a crowd in here now.
Oh, I'm stupid. I haven't had enough sleep. Nice COVID haircut, Wiz. Yours? Watch yourself.
Doesn't he look snazzy?
Anyway, so, okay. Where do we want to start? All right.
Yeah, we usually dive right into the post-conviction hearing from the last page we left off, but Linda had a great idea, and I think we should do it. She wanted to go over the Len Kaczynski's notes that he did while he was watching the interrogation videotapes that he had, and we were going to discuss that.
Yeah. Well, I just find it funny, the dates that he looked at the stuff and all this, you know. He's like, you know, I mean, for Christ's sakes, how long did it take him to even look at any of his interrogations? And it's his lawyer. He hadn't even, he was making statements to the press, be giving interviews, all that other stuff, you know, so far in advance and never even talking to him. So I don't really know what's real interesting in here, as I really haven't read it. But let's see. The reviewed tape 1 of 22706, two tracks, about 31 minutes each at Michigan High School. Okay, so this is his first interview. Wouldn't that have been his first interview?
Yeah, this is the very first interview they had when they went to the high school, and they pulled him aside, and then they had the interview with him
after Kayla had mentioned it.
Yeah,
correct?
so this is yes. So then this is technically just an audio, I believe. So he didn't. There was no actual videotape of it. It was just an audio.
Right. And he just talks about did not advise of rights, which I don't understand. They're talking to him. They're police officers. You know, why wouldn't he
They just
have
didn't
to
bring
have
up
his
Miranda,
Miranda?
It would depend on whether they've advised him, whether he's being treated as a suspect or a witness. Because if he's only being spoken to as a witness because he's seen something, apparently he'd seen something in the fire. That's what the school counsellor kind of, you know, you need to speak to Brendan. He's seen some traumatic fucking shit. So if they're only speaking to him as a witness, they don't need to caution him with the Miranda because he's not being treated as a suspect. So that's why
okay,
he's
well, they
not
tell
being
him,
read his rights.
Did you see anything in the fire? Opportunity to tell your side. You
He's a
are
witness.
potentially facing charges. Now, I don't recall that. Did they tell him that?
This is the notes that Len Kaczynski wrote. So it's very possible that when he wrote that, that means that in his mind he's thinking out loud. So
what's right on his mind exactly? Opportunity
I
to tell your
know.
side.
I don't believe they actually told him you are, or at least point blank, they didn't tell him at first, you are a possibility a suspect in this. They were just like, hey, Brendan, we just want to talk and like figure out what happened. And
I don't think they ever told him that until the day they were arresting him.
Exactly.
Okay, so for Len Kaczynski to even put that there is damning.
Yeah, Len Konjensky's basically, I think, this is just my opinion, and I could be very wrong. Len Konjensky right here is just basically saying, hey, Brendan, you're a possible suspect. It's your time to tell your story. What are you doing? You know.
Right. So he took the garbage out. This is hard for someone your age. I know that would hurt me too. Think about Hallbucks. Is this bothering you? Can we talk to your mom? Can you talk to your mom after this?
Immediately, they're giving him an emotional battering.
Yeah.
They're absolutely bombarding him with
the evidence speaks for itself.
Listen, this woman's missing. You know, what have you got to say about it? You know, speak up, boy.
I don't believe Stephen intended to kill her.
It's like he's really assuming a lot. It's almost like they're treating him as though he's done something wrong.
Aye. Just the word.
I mean, those things could be things that they are telling.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember hearing that.
Interrogators are telling him.
If you just take the way he's wording that, you know, this is hard. You know, I mean, what's hard for someone? What is it for someone your age? I know that it would hurt me too. And he's gone on about fucking taking the rubbish out. What? Why go for taking the garbage out to this is hard for someone your age? I know that it would hurt me too. Think about the Hallbacks. Wait a minute. One minute you're talking about the fucking I'm taking the garbage out, and then you're talking about fucking the Hallbacks.
And we will stand behind you. We'll stand behind you.
Exactly.
We're here to help.
How is that we meant to register that with his intellectual capability? You know what I mean? His language capability. He's like, wait a minute. One minute you're asking me about taking the garbage out, and now you're saying this. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
It's not
exactly.
Here we go. I just okay. What day is that? Here we go. Here's the transcript for it.
Right.
Is this the November 6th one?
This is just the February 27th.
Right. This is the first interview. This is the first
interview at Michigan High School.
This is the day they took him out of class.
After Kayla said something right.
This is after they took him out of class.
Let me bring up the actual transcripts for it, and then we'll kind of compare notes. How about that?
Okay, yeah. Stop sharing. There you go. Yeah, because I'm telling you right now, when I was looking over that, and I was reading that, and I was like, wait a minute. They didn't read him his rights. Okay, but they're asking him some very serious questions here. And it also says that you could be in trouble for. Now, wait a minute. I don't remember hearing the police say that to him. Wiegert and fact vendor. I don't remember any of that. So I know it's his notes, but he's assuming, and he just thinks he's guilty. That just is what bothers me the most, is that you have somebody who's on your side and he thinks she's guilty. He thinks you're guilty, and he wouldn't give him a new lawyer. I mean, what, Sean, if you were in court personally, and you went up to the judge and said, my lawyer thinks I'm guilty as hell, and he's not for me, would you not be able to get a different lawyer?
Over here, I have the privilege. Okay. Let's suppose now I'm sitting in the cells of the courthouse. The solicitors come round, visit all the inmates and all the rest of it. We converse through a hatch in the door.
Right.
I tell him my story. We go into court. If I'm not happy with him, when we go into court, I have the privilege of being able to express my dissatisfaction to the court and say, look, I need further time to seek representation, because it might be what they call what you call a public defender, we call a duty solicitor. They are present at every magistrate's court every morning for all of the arrivals that come in from the night before. And they do all of the kind of first instance representation, so that person who's being detained and presented before a magistrate can get bail, right?
Right.
Because if they've been held in custody, the first thing that they need to worry about is getting the hell out. So they're going to need to see a duty solicitor. That's going to be their first point of call. If I go in and I say to a duty solicitor, look, it's all wrong, big mistake, mistaken identity or whatever, it wasn't me, I weren't there, they come and kicked my door in this morning at 5 o'clock, you know, what's going on? If we walk into court and he conducts himself in a way that I feel is prejudicial, I can sack him at any moment.
Yeah,
and I
could too.
You know, and it's just, look, I'm not happy with his conduct. I wish to, you know, dispense with his services, and I'll seek my own representation. Give me bail, I'll get out the door, and I'll sort it out. So it's, you know, that's how it works here.
Yeah, well, that's how it works here.
See, Brendan, I don't. Your system's obviously wired differently. The public defender system, it's kind of, you get what you're given, and it's tough luck. If
honestly,
it work,
no, it's not, Wiz. No, it's not.
It's not supposed
You're able to pick another lawyer, just as you said. But Brendan wasn't allowed to. That's why I'm so.
Well, there's something. I think there's something very wrong with that. There is something wrong with that. Definitely.
There's something very shady about that, because anybody else would be able to say, I need a new lawyer. This guy's not me. We don't get along. He thinks I'm guilty. Whatever it would be. We are allowed to pick another lawyer. I've been to court. I've done that. Okay. So for them not to allow Brendan, when he straight up says he thinks I'm guilty, and that judge says, oh, I don't see no problem, you don't have no fights. What the fuck? You want a lawyer to be on your side, who believes in you and who will fight for you.
That's exactly
That is what you want. That is what it's for. Otherwise, you might as well stand there with your bare ass hanging out and say, whoop me and send me to jail.
That's, you know, you're just asking for trouble. You've got to be able to, if you don't, first of all, Len Kaczynski should have paid an awful lot more attention to Brendan Dassey. I don't know how he can live with himself not having spent more time with the lad than he did. I mean, to have got on National Guard training and leave Brendan in the hands of Uyghur and Fassbender was unforgivable. I'll tell you what.
He says he's sorry about that.
He should have lost his life. He should have been struck off for that.
He doesn't think any of his actions
that was so
contributed to his conviction at all. Really, motherfucker?
You
hired an asshole that got him there.
Brendan was vulnerable, right? Look, I don't care what anyone says, okay? Brendan was targeted because of his vulnerability. He was used to provide the nail in the coffins that was going to put Stephen Over away for the rest of his life. That's what Brendan was all about.
He was his alibi. Yep, they needed him.
He was just right. So he was the easiest kind of to form, the easiest to mould, if you like, into what they needed. And
well, you can see it.
Brendan had no fucking resistance to that whatsoever. They can get me into an interview room and I can have it with the old Bill, no problem. But Brendan didn't have a clue. Brendan had never been in trouble.
First of all, these are my views about Brendan and how he handled it.
He's never been in that situation. He just didn't know what to do. He's a kid, and they knew it.
You've got to remember, and although even fucking Jerry Butin pulled Kaczynski aside and said, look, his last lawyer never done this, never done that. You need to fucking do something about it because that's his mandatory right along that. So he deserves that. And he still fucking ignored it. He wasn't there for Brendan. He was there for the fucking fame and whatever he could get fucking out of it.
He was there to make a plea deal. That's what they say. My view on this is Brendan's a child and he was raised, and at that age, you still are. You do not go against authority, you know?
I don't know what the rules are in America, but in the UK, if I tell my representative before I go anywhere near a court that it's not me, you've got the wrong guy, I am not guilty of the charges that have been laid against me.
Right.
If he he has a professional obligation to walk into court and fight my not guilty for me. Right. He can choose, if he wishes, not to take my case, which is his free choice. He could turn around and say, look, Sean, I'm sorry, look, I think you're as guilty as sin, and it's against all of my principles to walk into court and lie. I can't do it. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to talk about it outside of that room. That's all good. He can go. I ain't bothered about that whatsoever. I'll get a new solicitor. But if he walks into that court with me, once I've told him I'm not guilty, he must fight my plea for me. That's his job. That's his legal, his moral, his professional obligation. That's what he has got to do.
I don't know anybody in their right mind that would have a lawyer on their side.
As long as you don't tell your solicitor you've done it, he will fight you're not guilty.
Right.
What Len Kaczynski was told by Brendan that he was innocent of the charges. For Kaczynski to even consider a plea, well, I can get where he's coming from. His client's best interest in that, but he should not have been speaking about it. What he's considering and what he was talking about to the press, two different things. He shouldn't have been talking about the plea deal with the press or anything else, you know. Because as far as Brendan was concerned, he was expressing his innocence. Now, it's Kaczynski's responsibilities to maintain that plea.
That's what he's hired for.
Outside of that conference room. So if anyone, well, Brendan's innocent and we will be fighting it. That's what he should have been saying, yeah?
Yes.
But no, it's like, oh, well, you know, you never know what we might be able to work out a deal and all that shit. No, you can't be saying that shit, bro. Because you can't be saying that because that's not what Brendan's told you.
Marion says, do U.S. judges have the right to be more free and take personal decisions in court? Yes, they do. But when it comes to your lawyer, it's up to you. If you don't want that lawyer, you could tell the judge. And it also depends on where you're at in the case.
Have to request it.
Right.
Yes, I can hear whistling.
Yeah, because I wonder if it's me. Whistling? Is it me? Hold on, let me try.
I don't hear whistling.
I heard whistling.
It's the old man ears there, Jazz Naz.
It comes and goes.
Do you hear it? Yeah. Do you hear it when I go mute? Like, do you hear it now?
Yeah.
I hear it now, right?
Do you hear it now?
No, it's
okay. It's something in your goes. Don't worry about it. At least we all know
it comes and goes. It's not that bad.
Right, but to answer that question, if you're in it's your omnibus hearing, which you're first going in and you're getting a date for court, you're making your plea. You don't like your lawyer, you can get a new one and you extend it, and then you go to another one. You don't like your lawyer, even the second step before you're, because there's like 3 steps. Third step, your lawyer.
Yeah.
But even the second step, you don't like it. You can say, no, I'm sorry, this lawyer's not working out.
You can change your representative, right?
And you can get a new one. And
it shouldn't matter if you're halfway through a trial or if you're just at the beginning or whatever. Right. If you feel that you have got no confidence in your representative that's exactly right, on your side, then you should be able to put your arm up and say, he's a fucking arsehole. He's not doing this for my interests.
And that is a fundamental right of the British
Brendan
justice
wasn't
system.
offered bail.
You can sack your representative at any time, including during the trial.
Aye.
Was he, Becca?
That's the way it should be.
I don't think so, because I remember them saying that he was because of his family and because of everything going on. I think they felt like he was a flight risk, but he also didn't have the money. Yeah, so I think the bail probably was set at like a big amount.
I think it was $300,000 for Brendan.
Are you having a laugh?
Was it?
A flight risk. I bet you that way's not even got a fucking passport, never mind anything else.
Yeah. Well, they were
arguing, an ID and a school ID.
They were arguing that because of his family's resources and ability to go up north, that the family would, run away with him.
Oh,
I remember that being said. Yeah. I think you might be right, Sean, that if there was a bail, it was set at a really high amount because
it was an extortionate amount. It might not have been $300,000. No,
yeah, because I remember that they were.
It might have been $50,000, something like that, and it was just out of their reach.
But
it was high, I think.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I get confused between Stephen and Brendan's on that because I know like they were trying to figure out a way to get.
I thought it was like $100,000.
Well, you had either way. You had to put 10% of it together.
Wasn't it? I could be wrong, but I think it was $100,000 because Barb said to Stephen, "Well, you got $100,000 for me."
Well, she said that about the lawyer thing.
Oh, okay, the lawyer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's.
I honestly, but my memory is really bad right now. I just woke up like 24 minutes ago.
That's all right.
But I don't think necessarily Brendan was offered bail. I think Steve was, and I think it was a lot, but I could be very wrong.
I can't even remember.
You're free to leave to go at any time you want. They did say that to him. I was wondering if.
Yeah. So anyway, here's the transcript for. It's very misleading because the title here at the top says transcript March 1st, but it's actually this is in
the 27th.
Written, but here it's actually the 27th. So this is when it was at Michikat. So this is the first thing that Fassbender says. As soon as they press record is Mark's obviously laying out a tape recorder on the table. We would like to tape interview. No problem with that, if that's all right. You're not under arrest. You know that. You're free to go at any time you want and just listen to us. You don't have to answer any questions if you don't want to and stuff like that, okay? And I really appreciate it if you would just kind of relax and open up to us. We're not here to jump on your face or get it into yell or anything like that. I know that may have happened before and stuff like that. We're not here to do that. Now, that's an interesting statement. This is the first time they're technically interviewing Brendan, right?
Exactly. That's what I was just fucking thinking, Becca. What?
So
that's why did they give him his Miranda rights?
Yeah, well, this is the first time that it's interviewed that we have on tape or anything. The thing that's the Miranda rights is secondary to the statement he just said. We're not here to get into your face. I know that may have happened before and stuff like that. We're not here to do that.
That's because O'Neill did. And
O'Neill?
Right, yeah. Yeah,
whatever.
No, O'Neill was a bit. O'Neill was a bit hard
in the car.
He was a bit harsh.
But that was recorded too. That was an actual, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe that was under. I think that might have been under caution. Yeah.
No, they didn't give him. They didn't read him his rights.
They didn't.
No, they just pulled him over and was asking him, well, do you know anything? Just casually, and then. Right. Something changed, and boom, that guy started in on Brendan, and he said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go fucking tell now that you guys are good to go with this."
Dang.
Anyway, so this is after Kayla. This right here is when Kayla had talked to them and said that she was worried about Brendan, right? So then they went and talked to him. Am I correct?
What did he say? What did he say? Well, O'Neill, I'm going to go and tell them that you're good to go with this, because that sounds to me like a moment in time where he has identified Brendan as being of further interest to Uyghur and Fassbender. But why has he done that? I'll have to listen to that tape again.
Oh yeah,
what did he say?
He didn't say. He didn't say you're good to go. He said, I think you know more. He you could tell when he went from just asking casual questions and Brendan was cool with it, just talking. And then when it switched, he raised his voice and was telling him he knew more. And Brendan became confused. He even said he had 5 brothers.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah.
You could tell. And so that cop took that and went to the other investigators.
He got heavy. He got a bit heavy,
Yeah.
His attitude switched up a bit of gear. Yeah, he did. He became a little bit more aggressive with his line of questioning and with his insistence that Brendan knew something.
And this part here about the school, I really believe that's against his civil rights as a human being in America, is what they're doing to him here. Because first of all, they're interviewing him without his parents, okay? And they are interviewing him, and they are asking him very direct questions and putting things into his head. So, let's just, you want to read some, Becca?
I'm reading right now as you guys are talking. So they're basically like, we're not here to hurt anyone. If you got a chance to meet Teresa's mother and stuff, you would have gotten to know a little bit, and you would know they were decent people too. And just, I think your brothers are, and your mom is, and people don't realize that because of all the bad press and stuff. And that's why we're here. We're thinking about just to bring justice, no matter how hard or how much it hurts. For Teresa, this feels pretty awkward, but go ahead and tell us what's been bothering you. So this is after the counselor thing.
It's an interview.
Yeah. So then Brendan's first thing he says is that he's gone and I can't see him. So he's talking about Steven.
Right.
That Steven's gone. You're pretty close with Steven. And Brendan says, I helped him fix his cars and that.
That probably broke my heart when he said that. See, when he said that he's gone and I can't see him, you're taking him away from me. Oh my God, that broke my fucking heart when he said that.
Yeah. And then he's like, you were probably the closest to him as opposed to like your brothers and stuff. So I feel like they're kind of fishing around to see like.
They're definitely fishing.
Yeah,
the relationship has.
Yeah. And he said, well, me and Blaine were. And then he said, Blaine would hang around Steven a lot too. Oh. Have you been able to go up and visit him at all? And he said, well, I tried, but I couldn't get in because I don't have like identity cards.
There you go. He doesn't even have identification.
And then
you were right, Alice.
You talk to him on the phone much? And he says, no. How's your mom doing? Pretty good. Anything else bothering you? Not really.
No, Brendan.
I'm sorry. I laugh because that's like a total Brendan thing. He's very like, if you guys ever really get to like write to him or talk to him, he's a very straightforward dude. Like, if it's something like, he'll say what's on his mind. Like, yeah, I'm bothered that Steven is incarcerated right now and we can't see them. That's it.
Yep.
Well, there's no other.
But I'm saying that, I know though, that's a typical fucking 14-year-old, 15-year-old reply to anything.
Not really.
You know what I mean? Not really. Are you feeling all right? No, really. What's wrong with you? Nothing.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Typical teenage response.
But that's how he
Whatever.
is. This is so that's why I laughed when I read the not really, because in my head I'm like, yeah, that's totally Brendan right there. I mean, he just said what was bothering him, and that's it.
Look at Pete, you'll see Brendan.
Yeah,
I believe
exactly.
That.
Yep. So then Fassbender goes in, no, Brendan, we know that Halloween and stuff, you were with him, you helped him tend to the fire and stuff behind the garage and stuff. Anything that you saw that night has been bothering you. If you built the fire, we believe that's where Teresa was cooked.
Cooked. Nice terminology.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like they're trying to relate to him. I feel like they're trying to like be like the hey yo, we're the cool cops.
You know, I can get down with the slang.
Yo, that's why they keep like the thing that really stuck out to me in the very beginning of this that I didn't mention, but now when he says and stuff.
Yeah.
and stuff. Like he's trying to be like the cool, hip, you know, relatable, like
they know how to use word manipulation.
We're on the same level as you, Brendan. We're, you know, you can talk to us about
approachable cop. You can talk to and we understand what it is.
Word manipulation.
You know, we're all, if they could say, if this was back in the 70s, they would have said things like groovy. You know what I mean?
Peace, man.
Excuse me for a moment, ladies.
We're with you, man.
We've got
your back, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it's word manipulation. They use it many times throughout this case. When they call him sir, they want people of the jury to think he's a man. Okay.
Yep.
And just like Ken Kratz wanted everybody to think that Teresa was a little girl.
A little ghetto. Right.
Right. They use 16-year-old verbiage. You're a smart ass, George.
So yeah, if you were out there by the fire and stuff, and by your own words, you went and got that seat out of the vehicle. Remember that one? Brought it over, and someone put it on the fire. Did you put the seat on the fire for him? And he says, we both did. What did you grab it and put it on the fire? What did you see in the fire?
Yeah, here we go.
So then Brendan says some branches, a cabinet, some tires.
Now,
did you see any body parts?
Brendan, don't answer. He don't answer.
Yeah. He doesn't answer because it's like, oh, that's a weird fucking question.
That's a weird thing. If a cop said that to me, I would have went, what?
That's what I would have been like, too. I'd be like, what?
What is this?
I guarantee you the look on his face at that point would have been, what the fuck are you on about?
Exactly. Yeah. Do you know if you think you saw something in the fire, and if it's starting to bother you or feeling bad about it, the only way it's ever going to end is if you talk about it. I gotta believe you. Did you see something in the fire? You want to know why I believe that? Because Teresa's bones were intermingled in that seat, and the only way her bones were intertangled in that seat is if she was put on the seat, or if the seat was put on top of her.
Okay.
And then
that's great. Give him the whole story.
Well, you know, and Brendan's a very sensitive guy. He was a very sensitive kid. If you're telling him something like that, can you imagine how just how terrible you would start to feel?
I would think so.
Like, oh my God, was I involved in something?
And
did I do something? Did I somehow got involved in this? And was that something that I did?
Yeah.
And first of all,
he would have been second guessing himself and all. Wait a minute, did I see something like that in the fire? No, I never seen anything like that in the fire.
When you're interviewing somebody and you're trying to get a story, you do not feed them this information. You sit back and you listen.
You listen. What did you see in the fire? I saw
story.
I saw this and that.
Fed him the story. They've always fed Brendan the story. Brendan never came up with any of this himself.
What I've also noticed and all, with all the bits and that I've been reading, and even watching the videos that I could watch, the way they're speaking to him, the way they're asking questions, they're asking question after question after question after question, no letting him answer. Like they're saying, "Did you see something in the fire?"
Don't you think they're telling him a story, Alice?
The chance to say aye or no, they're like, "Are you sure you never seen anything in the fire? Because there was such and such." You know, so they're bombarding him with question after question after question. So they wonder the way he was up his ass.
They're telling him the story. They're not even asking questions. They're telling him the story.
Yep.
You're not supposed to do that.
Exactly what we need you to know about the situation.
Yes.
That we found her bones in the fire. We know that, and that the stuff that you put was either on top or on bottom, and you need to remember that because later, you know.
Yeah, remember the movie.
As I said, we're not going to say you did, and we're not going to say you didn't. Wait, by the way, is Wizard done on the phone? Okay. I'm sorry, Wizard. I muted you when you got on the phone.
So sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
And I didn't want anyone to hear your conversation, but I completely forgot I pressed the mute button on you.
Thank you. Cool.
I'm sorry.
Cool.
We don't need to know when you're picking up your weed.
No, that was not. No,
I'm teasing you.
No.
Let me tell you something. This really bothers me because this is the first time they're talking to him. You know, in like interrogations, Spender and Wiegert, they are telling a story instead of asking him and referring to what Kayla told them to find out. They're not like back checking. They're not just seeing if he's going to say that or is this a story. They're telling him the whole story from get-go day one. That really
I know Brendan's an
me.
intelligent man, but some of the wording that they use in it as well, Brendan might not have had a clue what that word meant. I mean, just take, for instance, that we're here to give you the opportunity to come forward to talk to us about what you did see encountered out there that night. I mean, how do they know that Brendan even knew what encountered mean? Why not just leave it at talk to us about what you did see out there that night? But no, they have to shove that kind of word in there. How do they know that fucking Brendan even knew what that word meant? I mean, I'm not saying that he didn't. I mean,
I'm sorry, but they should have just said, "Excuse me, but we're just here to get a story. Can you tell me what you did that day?" That's what they should have said, and let him talk. They should have never said, "Well, I think you know more because the bones were mixed in the seat, and that's where she was cooked." Come on.
Yeah, that's just like a really like I would be shocked as a kid and as an adult to hear them say it like that, because that means that I don't know. That's just like it just seemed like such a disrespectful way of putting it.
And then they say in here, "How old are you? 16, 17? You're a kid. You know we."
Yeah, well, that's what they go on and they're like, you're 16, 17, you're a kid. We know we got people back at the sheriff's office, district attorney's office, and they're looking at this now saying, there's no way that Brendan Dassey was out there and didn't see something. They're talking about trying to link Brendan Dassey with this event. They're not saying that Brendan did it. They're saying that Brendan had something to do with it or cover up it, which could mean Brendan Dassey could possibly be facing charges for that. And Mark and I are both going, well, he's a kid. He had nothing to do with this. And whether Steve got him out there to help him build a fire, he inadvertently saw some things, and that's what I would like it to be. That's what it would be. It wouldn't be that Brendan actually helped him dispose of this body. And I'm looking at you, Brendan, and I know you saw something, and that's what's killing you more than anything else. Knowing that Steven did this, it hurts.
Yeah.
Whether it was an accident that Steven did it by, however it happened, he's got to deal with that. Truthfully, I don't believe Steven
intended to kill
her. I don't know how it happened. Only Steven knows how it happened, and potentially you. You know how it happened. What did you see in that fire? And then.
Some black garbage on there.
I mean, just that answer alone. I mean, if that was any of us when he was saying about seeing stuff in it, we'd be like, "No, I fucking never. What the fuck are you talking about? You're lying."
This is something else to like bring up and just to let everyone know, Brendan's got at this time, especially he can only process so many words in a sentence. I think what was it, Linda? He can only process like
the first thing they will have achieved here.
Sentence.
The first thing they will have achieved. The first thing they will have achieved here is in convincing Brendan that Steven did it. Yeah, because Brendan doesn't know one way or the other.
Right.
So first, they convinced Brendan that Steven was guilty.
Yeah.
And then when they couldn't get Brendan to say what it was that they wanted him to say for whatever reasons, they've tied Brendan to Steven and sent Brendan down with him.
Right. And he says,
because
well,
Brendan was only supposed to be a witness at first. And listen, they, for them bastards to do that, but you know what?
Well, yeah. And like I said, he could only comprehend so many words per sentence. All of what he just
one sentence at a time.
All of what he just said, all of this,
it's too much.
Probably overwhelmed Brendan, to the max. Like you said, I could be. You said I could be arrested. I'm facing charges. You said that I saw a murder. That
and he's going to pick out. He will pick out
that everyone
the strongest of words.
Everyone thinks that I did it. Everyone at the police station, everybody thinks that I did something.
Yep.
Like,
one thing you don't do during a police interview is provide a suspect with details.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Right? Yeah. You don't. You know, you're supposed to be looking for details from the suspect. It's not supposed.
Exactly. Well, like even right here when it says, and what was the garbage? What was in the garbage bag? Brendan didn't answer. Fassbender says garbage bag, and they were plastic. Plastic melts real quickly, right? And then Brendan says it would burn the garbage. Okay, then he says, "Where did you get those garbage bags?" Oh well, come on, it's garbage.
Hold on, my computer's slow.
I don't get it.
Now.
Yeah, I mean that poor kid, his heat would have been so far up his own ass.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know what.
Where did you get those bags from? His garbage.
Yeah, where'd you get the bags from? What is that? The kid's gonna say, "My mom got them from the grocery store."
You know,
from his garbage.
You know what I mean? It'd be so funny if he came out and said Walmart or something like that. You know what I mean? Where did you get the garbage bags from?
And then he goes, where'd you get it? Well, we were saving it for the bonfire. Because we were invited some friends over, but we canceled. Okay, now then he goes on with another big statement.
What kind of person also, by the way, decides to kill, rape, and murder a young woman and then has a bonfire and then invite people over to enjoy the bonfire? This was a confirmed fact that he invited people over. No, people canceled. The people never showed up. This is a confirmed fact. Steven invited a whole bunch of people to come over the night that he was having the bomb, and a bunch of people canceled.
Okay.
So who has a rape and murder a few hours before they're supposed to invite like a whole bunch of people over, and if that's the way you're going to get rid of the body is in the bonfire.
Okay, read the next statement, Becca, because it's pretty damning to me. I get really pissed off. Wizard's going to lose his nuts here.
Okay, so Fassbender.
I lost my nuts a long time ago, girl.
Yeah, you're really going to lose them when you hear this.
Okay, Fassbender. Yeah, I know how hard it is, that you saw him put some garbage bags on. But can I look? I can't see in your eyes, but your look, I can tell you know of something. You saw something or something's laying heavy on you. We wouldn't be here bothering you if we didn't know that. We've gotten a lot of information, and some people don't care. Some people back there say, no, we'll just charge him. We said, no, let us talk to him. Give him the opportunity to come forward.
That is such a manipulative way of dealing with a suspect. You can't be throwing that. You can't be taught, because you're actually trying to convince the suspect that you're there.
Well, no, at this point, at first it's
the next one.
Now,
the next statement's red.
Okay, I'll just where was I? With the information, okay. Opportunity to come forward with the information that he has and to get it off his chest. Now, you can make it look however you want. We really care. Tell us what you know, what you knew. That way you don't have to feel bad for Steven. You have to tell the truth. We have no choice in that. You have no choice in that. Somebody had killed somebody. And like I said, I don't think Steven intended to do it, but it happened. He still has to pay the price for that. I hope you understand that. He didn't do the right thing. How are you going to live with yourself with the rest of your life knowing that you know? And I've got kids somewhat your age. I'm looking at you, and I see you in him, and I see him in you. I really do. And I know how it would hurt me too. I know how much he would hurt because of what he did know and how he felt for the person and what he saw and what he knows. I'm not here, like I said, I'm not here to I'm here to give you the opportunity to get this off your chest. Mark and I, yeah, we're cops, we're investigators and stuff like that. But I'm not right now. I'm a father that has a kid your age too. I want to be here for you. There's nothing I'd like more than just to come over and give you a hug because I know you're hurting. Oh my God.
Do you know what? It is so wrong on
yes,
every
I do want to give justice to.
It is the most unprofessional fucking interview I've ever heard in my life.
This is a fucking book he's saying to him.
Travesty.
You want to tell me what you saw, what you heard? Because I know that something it's intensely bothering you. Talk about it. We're not just going to let you high and dry. We're going to talk to your mom after this, and we'll deal with this the best we can for your good, okay? I promise I will not let you high and dry. I'll stand beside you. Or behind you.
Okay, what do y'all think of that statement that he just read? 300 words he said to this kid, and the only thing that's stuck in his head is, "You're going to be in trouble. You're my dad.
You're here to help me. You're here to help me. You feel for me. I'm in trouble. I'm in so much trouble right now.
Right? I've got to answer. I've got to do what I'm told. I've got to tell them what they want to know, and I've got to tell the truth." That's what he would have taken from that. But he didn't know what the fucking truth was. He didn't have a fucking clue outside of that room. He didn't have a clue outside of that room what the fucking truth was.
The fact that none of these fucking judges that have read these fucking reports. Oh, see, I'm fucking raging now. That I've read these reports and have not said that is not fucking interrogating that laddie or coercing that laddie.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not here as a fucking cop. I'm here as your father. What the fuck?
It is
I'm here as your father. You know, I relate to you. We're on the same level here.
It's way too much for Brendan to understand.
Yeah.
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 Yes, yeah.
Yeah. All he knows right now is that he's in
just
trouble.
Mental overload for him. He just didn't know what to make of all of that.
He's in some sort of trouble. They all think he did something bad. They don't think I'm telling the truth. I have no idea what they want me to say.
Right.
Exactly.
And Wizard, I know you got the touchy-feely stuff, that hand thing, the acting like a father type shit. That stuff doesn't go in your country either, does it? You cannot do that.
Well, look, sit right. You cannot touch a suspect. It's as simple as that. There is to be no. You are not allowed. And from the time you take a suspect out of his cell to the time you're under camera. Everywhere you go, you're.
I want to give you a hug right now.
Everywhere, and they will. You're not allowed to touch them. You got, there's the rules of procedure, the rules laid out in the PACE are so stringent. Coppers have lost their jobs over it.
He's saying he wants to give him a hug.
Let me give you. If I could give you a hug and tell you it's all going to be okay, Brendan.
Because I'm a dad.
Bullshit.
That reminds me of my son.
You're just like a kid. I see my son in you, and I'm here to help you. And we're not here to do anything bad. Oh, Pete! Hi, Pete.
Hi, Pete. What do you think they're doing there when they're saying that to him? I want to give you a hug. Peter. You remind me of my son. That is so manipulative.
Yo, Pete said something just now that I think I would want to point out, that me and Linda have talked about this in private with another case, and I can't remember the Luke. What was it called? Alice, what's it called? The Luke
and Jody. It's Luke
Mitchell.
Luke Mitchell.
Luke Mitchell, that's the name I was looking for.
Yep.
What Luke Mitchell is a kid, or was a kid, he's an adult now, in Scotland that went through almost something very similar. He was
very similar.
Thank you so much.
Very similar.
He got
a very raw deal.
The only, and me and Linda were talking about this, and the only difference between Luke Mitchell and Brendan Dassey is
Luke had his mom.
Luke had his mom in the room with him while they were interrogating.
After 6 hours.
That was after 6 hours, but I've been reading
if
about
would have been there.
There was a social worker in the room with him. But according to what the social worker said, she didn't need to step in because Luke was getting as good as he got. So the difference between Luke and Brendan is the fact that Luke was a wee bit more street smart than what Brendan might have been. You know?
Yep.
So he knew that police could be like that. So when the police were like getting onto Luke and that, Luke would have been defending himself, going, what are you talking about?
Right. He didn't.
And that's what they mean is that he got as good as he gave as good as he got.
Either. They did not give Luke this kind of story right from the get-go.
No.
The first paragraph is saying, you've seen something. We know you've seen something. You've seen this, blah, 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 blah. And yes, Pete, I 100% believe you. If Barb was allowed to be there, it would never have happened. And you're very welcome. I will never stop fighting for your son.
Aye. Yeah. That's exactly it. And that's what the police fucking hate. Is the fact that, and that's why they didn't fucking tell Barb where he was to begin with, because they knew that they wouldn't be able to get to him the way they did.
Yeah, because the second she would have entered the room, he would have clammed up. He wouldn't have said a single word, and Barb would have probably have took control.
Just
of
like she did. Were you pressuring my son?
That's evidence when Brendan tells his mum what they got into my head.
Yeah,
they're straight back in that room.
Yes.
They're straight back in there and they're on him.
And she asked him. She asked him, guys, what were you doing to him?
What did you make him say something?
Yeah.
Very, very,
Oh, we
and
know.
They're like, no, we were just getting to the truth.
Liberty taking bastards. That's what they are. Scum. Scum of the earth.
Okay, I'm just trying to set the pace. Right now, first time talking to him, they're telling him the story. They're telling him what they want him to say. Okay, he doesn't have any backing. He was raised to be respectful, so he's not going to go against authority. Okay, he thinks he's helping because they keep saying helping, and they keep saying that they will be there for him. So for them to say that they did not make promises, it says right here, I promise I will not let you high and dry. I will stand behind you. That's a promise.
That is a promise.
So they made him promises.
But not only that, they made them feel like everybody else, apart from they two, fucking assholes,
knows something.
That they believe that Brendan did this.
Yeah.
You know?
Brendan
so
knows
that
something,
way he's thinking, all the police think I done it, everybody else thinks I done it. What's everybody else thinking? You know what I mean? Oh my God, it just makes me so enraged.
I agree with you 100%, Maureen. Is that how you're saying your name, Maureen Collins?
Marion. Is it Marion?
Yeah, Marion. I butcher names. I'm so bad. But anyway, it does show that they have no idea to interview children or people. They have no idea how to do it.
They have an idea.
Well,
they have an idea how to do it.
Hang on, Linda. No, Linda, you've got that wrong. Linda,
they know how to do it.
What you need to understand is that the role of the police and law enforcement is very simple. Is to apprehend an offender and produce them before a court. Yep. What they do is they seek first point of contact evidence. So the ultimate aim for the police is to get a confession from you. And all of their questioning is geared towards getting you to say something that will incriminate you before a magistrate. So they're very good at what they do. Make no
that's what I mean.
About that, right?
But they don't have no rules on people with limitations or children.
Well, no, they don't. Well, now I've got to be in my bonnet about that as well. Yeah, they have got a rule. They have got rules about it. Not rules as such, guidelines, because the regulations, the August before Brendan was arrested, new legislation came into force in Wisconsin with regards to the videotaping and recording of juvenile detainees whilst in custody. So,
and Brendan was the very first.
Had to undergo training to show that they were legislation compliant.
Well, guess what? They fucking did it the wrong way because Brendan was their first taped. Where they had to do it.
This was all set up, mate. No,
yeah, no, it was.
This is all
sickening. Fucking pisses me off. Okay, continue to read if you want to. I'm so pissed off at how they just gave him the story from the get-go. They didn't say, Brendan, tell me what you know. They just gave it all to him, and they're leading him into what's going to happen next.
So he started to say, well, first Wiegert said, we both will, Brendan. We're here to help you. And then Brendan says, well, I know that and then he interrupts him. So he's like, it's nice to, and that's nice to know. It's not something that I mean, we knew that. I'm more interested in what you probably saw in the fire or something. We know she was put in the fire. There's no doubt about it. The evidence speaks for itself. And you were out there with him. And unfortunately, I'm afraid you saw something that you wished you never would have seen. I mean, that's what we need to know. We get that off your chest and we can move forward. That's the important thing we need to get out right now for you, because you're having a tough go of it. And that's not just because we can't see. That's not because you can't see Steve, but what you saw did. Sorry.
Did you?
Did you see a hand, a foot, something in the fire, her bones? Did you smell something that was not too right?
First time I ever heard him mention smell.
That's the first time too, because I just want to say, like, a burning body, it stinks.
It stinks.
It doesn't it's not like a barbecue. It's like, you got to imagine the amount of mass of a person.
If you've been by a meat packing place or a resonant place or whatever, where they burn their run. Yes, okay, that's what it smells like. And that I will still say this. I've always said it. They are in the country. People burn their animals there that are diseased or dead, and that might not be an unusual smell in the country.
Well, you would still recognize it and say,
yes, but you would recognize
it. Something.
You'd smell it for miles.
And my thing though is that a human body isn't just like an animal. It's this big mass.
It smells pretty much like us. It smells.
No, but what I mean is it's bigger. It's bigger.
Oh, yeah. Well, it would leave residue like you wouldn't believe that embedded into the ground.
It's
like
bigger.
6 inches.
It's not like a raccoon or something. It's like if you were to burn a deer.
Yeah.
Right.
No problem. Pete will always support him. But go ahead, hon.
I'm just saying, like, it's a pretty obvious thing if you have a person's body in a bonfire and you're trying to burn it. It's not like you're burning like a small animal. It's not like you're burning, you know what I mean?
Yep, I get you.
And it's very graphic. I hate to put that out there in everyone's heads, but it's very graphic.
Exactly. And not only that, I mean, just take how natured and things like that Brendan is. You try to tell me if that Wayne's seen anything like that, or freaking Teresa so-called
traumatized him
and like that,
no.
He wouldn't have ran right across the road to his fucking mommy and said, fucking Stephen's doing this and Stephen's doing that.
I guess he would have.
Let me also say something. Brendan loves animals. He loves all that stuff. His family are hunters. He can't do it. He can't stomach it.
Right.
Oh, he can't kill a fly.
Exactly.
He can't do it. He can't stomach anything like that. He couldn't go hunting with them. He can't watch it. He can't even look at blood without passing out.
You're so right, Alice. He would have been running home to his mom.
he would have ran right to fucking Barb or whoever was in the house, probably greeting because he wanted Justine. And if he's what he's seen when he's getting questioned by the coppers, he would have spilled his fucking beans and said, "Oh, I went to his house and I seen this and I seen that," because there is no way he could have held back on anything like that. No fucking way. And I've never met the laddie, which one day I hope to do, is I've never met the laddie. But just with what I've seen and what I've read and everything like that, I'd like to think I'm a good judge of character. And there is no way in hell that Wayne would have seen what he's seen and not being able to fucking spill his beans about it, whether it was to the police,
it would have traumatized him.
It would have. He would have,
honestly, could not handle the trauma.
I feel like he would have passed out too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
Or
thrown up.
Or I think he would. I think it would have, because, like, honestly, like, he even made a statement saying that he passed out when he went to the hospital on a field trip.
Stand blood.
And he saw a drop of blood there, and he passed out. He can't. I couldn't imagine him just standing there all chill and, like, solemn while a fire and a human body is just being torched in front of him.
No chance.
That's right.
No chance.
He would have been. He lost it. He would have lost it.
Yeah. So that's just
Oh, you're right, Marion. Did I say it right?
Marion, I.
Yeah, Marion, I. Anyway, you're right.
See, no way he would have acted normal.
Somebody would have noticed something traumatized him, because I believe he would have been he's a sensitive person. He would have definitely. He would have
been in a really hurt state.
Yeah. Look, you look at Pete, his dad, and you can see Brendan. They're the same.
Brendan hasn't got it in him.
And his Marion
doesn't have it in him.
No, and as Marion saying there, that's right.
I mean, that's not who Brendan is. And that, you know, anyone with a pair of eyes in their head can see that. Anyone who thinks Brendan's some kind of raving fucking monster, they must need their nuts. If that's what they all think, they're nuts. How can you think that? Look at the boy.
Yeah.
It's plainly evident. That was a parent. He's no harm to anyone.
No, but you're a parent, Wizard. I'm a parent. Linda, you're a parent.
Yes.
We know. We know. It doesn't matter how many times our Waynes tell us there's nothing wrong with them. We know for a fact that there's something wrong with them because of their demeanour, the way they're moping about, everything like that. Barb would have picked up that there was something wrong with that Wayne. She would have, no matter what, because parents know their kids, and the kids can tell them as many times as they want, oh, there's nothing wrong with me, there's nothing wrong with me. When we know fine well there is something wrong with them because of their demeanour, their attitude, the way they're acting, they isolate themselves in their rooms, everything like that. You know,
behavior changes.
It's just like when Brendan broke up with his girlfriend, Barb knew that he broke up with his girlfriend because that's how he was acting. Yeah.
Yeah. And
he was sad because he broke up with his girlfriend broke up with him.
Yeah. And he tried to lose weight because she broke up with him because she thought he was too fat. And that's what he said.
And Joris, you're right. Nor does Stephen have it in him to force his nephew to stab and rape an innocent woman.
You're right.
And you know, anyone can say anything they would about Stephen and his attitude or whatever. He did look at those boys as if they were like his kids in a way.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
So
he tried to mentor him. He said it, and the kids.
Yeah, he was trying to be there for them as if they were his own kids, because he didn't have a really decent relationship at the time.
Yeah,
and you know, he was doing what he felt like.
Let's hear what Brendan says about the story.
Okay.
Right, anyway, listen, I've got some things to do, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to have to cut it short. I've got to slip out of here.
Okay.
And And,
thank you, Wizard.
I will have to kind of catch up with you all another time. It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
We have
when I can, you
love
know.
you, Wiz.
Bye, Wizard.
That's all later, guys. I'll just slip away. Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Nosy, get up here. No, she's driving.
I was just going to say, we're probably going to be going on with this for another 10 minutes, and then we're going to be done. But if anybody wants to join in with us, I'll post the link, and then, you know, just pop on in. And it's not going to be a super long time because we're almost done. I don't like to do this for more than an hour. Let's just put
because it gets me too going. And I gotta go, and I have to go on Foul Play today too, and talk about Uncle Ken. So
yeah. So if anybody does want to jump on real quick while we wrap this up for the next 10 minutes, you're welcome too.
Jump on there, grab the link, Pete. Yours.
So I'm probably just going to wrap up this page that we have right here.
Yeah, I really would like to get through this page because it shows what Brendan has taken in and what he says and how it changes.
So he asked him, did you see anything? Did you smell something? And then Brendan's response was, well, we weren't there for long. We picked up the stuff. And then he said, and then Fassbender says, you were both there, you and Steven. It was just you going around with the cart and getting stuff. And he says, yeah. And Fassbender says, tell me this. When you got home from school and stuff, were you there when the fire started, or did you come out after the fire was going pretty good? And he said he had it started. So then Fassbender said, well, and then were there tires on it before you got out there? And he said, no, just branches. And then what time did you go in the house that night? About 10:30. And was he still out there then? He was out there till my brother came home and said and what brother was that? Lane. You said you went in at 10 or 10:30. Brendan says 10:30. All right. And that same night, did you help him push the vehicle somewhere too? And then he says, yeah, I did.
Yeah. And that's what he did. He did nothing else. But they
it is disgusting what they've done to that Wayne. It is, and I don't know how they can sleep at night. I don't know how the kids can look them in the eye.
I just wanted to quickly finish that thought. What did you do with that? Was it a Suzuki, and where did you push that? And he said he had it outside. I just pushed into the garage. In his garage? Yeah. And what else was in the garage at the time? And then he says his moped. Is that how you say that?
Yep.
Okay. I'm glad I didn't say mopped.
Yeah. I almost said it.
I was like mopped. And then in my head, I was like, no, Rebecca, that's a moped. Okay. He had a moped in there. Anything else? Snowmobile, his lawnmower, no other vehicle. Can you tell me some other things? See, they're trying to set up the scene in the garage. Brendan has no idea what he's talking about. You didn't see anything in that fire. What was in the garbage bags? Paper plates, soda bottles. Were they heavy? And then, of course,
he didn't answer.
I don't know. My idea is that when he does this, and this is like my just personal
he's shrugging his shoulders.
When he has no thing, that's his way of saying, I don't know.
He's shrugging his shoulders.
So were they heavy? I don't know. ... Did you help carry them out, or I carried one out of the house or the garage? What else is bothering you? Trying to find a girlfriend.
Yeah, look at how simple. 16-year-old kid. Yeah, trying to find a girlfriend. What a sweet kid.
That's what I'm saying. Brendan is a very he says what he thinks. There's no alternative motive. What's bothering you? My uncle's in prison right now for this. Okay, what else is bothering you? I can't find a girlfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
What else can you say to that?
Pete points out that the other boys told him to take a hike, and Brendan is just too respectful.
Welcome,
hi, Lynn.
Hi.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing so great. Just relax.
Nice to see you.
Sitting in my bed. Hi.
But yeah, that's his that's just how Brendan thinks. That's exactly just how Brendan is. It's there's no ulterior motive. There's nothing hidden agenda wise in that. That's just he doesn't know what happened that night other than I helped him throw trash on the fire, and then I stood there for a minute, then I went back in and saw Blaine, and yeah.
The thing is,
I mean, it's just nuts. It is nuts. There are a few sandwiches short of a picnic. They really are, because
they don't even got the basket.
even the judges, not to see the wrongdoings throughout this whole bloody statement and testimony is baffling to me. It is baffling.
Well, because they give the whole story in the beginning, just flips me out that they do not see that they fed him the whole thing they wanted him to say in the first fucking statement when they sat down with him. That pisses me off.
The problem, I think, is since the statements to Fassbender and all these police people are so long that Brendan only picked out certain words and just sat there and was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't understand how. So I don't think Brendan even had the capacity to take in all the things they told him.
Even a normal child at 16 wouldn't. At 16, if somebody was telling me this stuff, I would have heard cooked. I'm going to go to jail. You think I did this? You know everything.
Everybody thinks I did something.
Yeah.
Yep. Everyone's mad at me.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I did something.
If I are going to have a conversation with my son, it has to be short sentences, and I have to repeat myself at least twice.
Your son suffers the same language thing, right?
Yeah, he does. And if I was supposed to sit and read a page of a book to him, he couldn't tell me what I read about.
Yeah.
I always like to explain it like, Brendan, can you go get the cat from me over at that chair? And that he'll understand that. But if you say, Brendan, go get the cat, then bring me over that bowl over there, go into the kitchen and give me the mop, and then come over here and I got to talk to you. What would he have gotten out of that? Go get the cat.
Yeah.
Or the last statement, come over here, I want to talk to you. Either the first statement or the last statement is all he's going to remember.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. The long statements and hoopla, you did this, we think you did that, we know you saw something. I mean, he wouldn't be able to. He was berated, in my opinion.
Yep.
He was actually abused here.
Very much. It's child abuse.
Yes.
100% child abuse.
I know,
you have to come on our. You join us next week on here if you can. Same time in the morning.
Yeah.
Or at night for you, I'm not sure. And then we're going to continue from this because we are running a little bit over and it gets real emotional. And Becca needs some sleep. Okay?
Yeah.
She does.
Linda has to drag me out of bed every morning to do
Yes. And and I'm glad you joined us, Lynn. It's so nice to see you again. I just love
really nice.
Yeah.
So please join us next week.
Yeah, I was just going to say, same time, same place. So I just want to put this out there too. Please join our Discord. This is where you see a lot of us do these kind of updates. And also, I'm going to be posting these transcripts in our Discord for everyone to reference and read if you want. Also, everything that we discuss on here, I try to keep on our Discord. So it's a great source of information. And Also, I wanted to put this out there. If everyone could subscribe and like our channel and share our channel, we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers. If we can get 1,000 subscribers, then by July, then we can go live at the rally. Yes. And then you'll see me, you'll see Linda, you'll see Pete. We'll try to get other people to say hi during our live. Yep. So, you know,
it would really make Brendan happy.
It would make Brendan happy. Because this channel is 100% for Brendan. Everything we do on this channel is for Brendan. Is for Brendan and his family.
He gives us suggestions. He knows about it. It's 100% family friendly. So if you're not a family friendly person, don't bother to come to us because we'll kick your ass gone.
Yeah. You're doing a great job, Becca. Really.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so just, you know, put that out there. Try to get those subscribers. And I just hope everyone has like a really good night for some of you and day for others. And we'll be
kind.
Be kind. And
be kind, keeping others in mind.
And we'll be seeing you all next week. So bye-bye.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.